Hello everyone, you're welcome back to another episode. For all of our new viewers, you're welcome to Teens Talk Teens World, where we talk about being the best of who God has created us to be. So do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us thumbs up if you like our videos, and share this video with all of your friends. So today, we'll be talking about being the salt of the earth as promised in the last video. If you've not seen it, you could always check the description box below for the link to the video. So we'll be talking about being the salt of the earth, and a very good friend and sister of mine will be the one to take it. Her name is Goodness Show Me. Sit back, enjoy, and be blessed.
Hello, everyone. I just want to thank Sister Dami for this privilege to be speaking to us today on this platform. We have been talking on value systems and how they help determine who we are, and how they help to determine who we are, and that when we know our values and that when we know who we are meant to be, it serves as a guide to picking our values and interests. So some of what we were created to be has been discussed in the previous video, but I'll be talking on being the salt of the earth. Being the salt of the earth. In this phrase, being the salt of the earth, in the New Testament Jesus used a lot of metaphors and phrases in preaching his gospel, in conveying his message of truth. And one of the phrases he made use of, was the phrase of being the salt of the earth. In Matthew chapter 5 verse 13, Jesus says to his disciples, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot." This statement reflects Jesus' teachings, in the sermon. If it reflects his teaching on the Sermon of the Mount, and it outlines the principles and attitudes that we as his followers should, embody. So, what does it mean to be the salt of the earth? What does it mean when you say you are the salt of the earth? So, firstly, preservation and flavor. We all know our normal salt we use in the kitchen. It serves a lot of purpose. It serves a lot of purposes. Number one, preservation and flavor. Just as our salt is used for, preventing food from spoiling, and also adding flavor to the food to make it sweet and delicious for eating. Similarly, as followers of Jesus, we are called to preserve and bring godly principles, righteousness, and love into the world. We are called to add that special flavor to the people around us, the people who live close to us, our community, our society, and the world at large. And we can do this by living according to Christ's teachings and demonstrating the qualities of kindness, of forgiveness, and of compassion. That is how we can live a life of preservation and flavor. By being kind, being forgiving, being compassionate. Add that flavor to your life, and you will be a salt to the earth. Another function of salt is purification and healing. Salt is known for its cleansing nature and its way of healing, and its healing purposes rather. And we as salt of the earth, we are called to bring healing and reconciliation to this broken world. By spreading love, forgiveness, and reconciliation, we can contribute to the transformation of individuals around us. We can be that significant person that brings joy to people, brings healing to people. You show the spirit of love, the spirit of forgiveness, and to promote peace even in the society at large. And another function of the salt is influence and impact. Salt even in very, very, very minimal quantity, has a lot of influence. I mean, a lot of influence. So also we as followers of Jesus, we are called to have a positive influence on the world around us by our actions, our words, our character. We can inspire and encourage others, leading them to seek truth, righteousness, and a relationship with God. So we have to be a person, we have to be people with influence, have influence and impact in your society. Do not just live in your society as a mere person. Have impact on your society. Have great influence on your society. Just as the salt in very little can change the taste of the food that didn't have a taste before. So you also, those little things that you do can be an influence, can be influence to your society. Those little things like, saying the truth, living a righteous life, living a sinless life, being kind, being generous, being caring. Though it may be little, but it has a very big influence in our world and in the society and in our society that we live in. Then number 4 is distinctiveness. We all know salt has its own distinctive taste. You cannot, just if you are given two things, a salt in one bowl or a plate and sugar in another, and you are asked to taste it, of course you know which one is salt and which one is sugar. You'll be able to differentiate between both of them. So salt has a very distinctive taste. So in relation to us being the salt of the earth, this is trying to tell us that we, being the salt of the earth, we must be different. We must be distinctive. We must not live like others. We are our own self. We are different from others. You have to stand out, single out yourself from every other person. Because who are you? You are unique. You are your unique self. You are your unique self. So stand out, be distinctive. Do not compare yourself with the people of this world. Do not move with the people of the world. Remember, what has righteousness with unrighteousness and light with darkness? They don't relate. So remember, be distinctive, stand out. If others are doing this, you don't have to. And remember, always ask yourself, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? So now we'll be moving to another part of it, which is salt of the earth as a value system. Because we've been talking about value system, right? So we're going to look at how this salt of the earth, how our value system can make us be salt of the earth. Number 1 is solidarity and humility. Being the salt of the earth means that we recognize, our connection with other human beings around us, and it entails valuing their worth and their dignity, respecting them, acknowledging them, being humble, valuing their worth. That is what solidarity and humility entails. So, as if having this value can help you be in being the salt of the earth, because it involves practicing humility, acknowledging that no one is superior or inferior to another. It doesn't matter the social status or the background or anything like that. Once you have that value system of being humble, of having solidarity, having humility, it goes a long way in helping you to be a salt of the earth. Then another value that can help in being the salt of the earth is integrity and honesty. Being honest is a very, very interesting value, because being honest takes you so far in life. Apart from even spiritual, even in your schools, in our schools, in workplace, it takes us very, 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 very far in life. So one very important value that you must have in being the salt of the earth is integrity and honesty. you must be honest. You must have integrity. You must be able to be accountable. People must be able to rely on you and say, oh no, this girl, this boy will not do this. You know, this is a very, very important value that you must have if you want to be a salt of the earth. It involves being truthful, being reliable, you know, being accountable. Yes, being accountable in all aspects of your life, not just sometimes, but every time, every aspect of your life. You have to be honest and you have to live a life of integrity. Be a girl, a boy of integrity. Another value that helps us in being the salt of the earth is compassion and empathy. Compassion and empathy. Being the salt of the earth involves showing compassion, you know, and empathy towards people that live around you, towards every other person, towards others. It means you care for them. When they are feeling low, you are always there for them. You know, you are there to offer something of importance to them. Is it to comfort them? You are there. So that is being compassionate and having empathy for others. It also entails treating others with kindness and understanding and patience. Patience. You treat them with patience. When you treat them with patience, it goes a long way. It goes a long way, and it helps in being the salt of the earth also. Another very important value that you must take into practice in being the salt of the earth is justice and righteousness. Justice and righteousness. Being just, being fair, advocating for fairness, standing up for what is right, not bearing false witness, doing what is right. You know, when the others are saying that, when others are doing the wrong thing, you standing and saying that, oh no, this is wrong. This is wrong. Standing for what is right, advocating for fairness. When others are bearing false witness against other people, you must advocate for fairness. Be fair, be fair. You know, challenge injustice and oppression in the society. Live a life of righteousness. Live a life of righteousness. I mean, you want to be the salt of the earth. You want to be a vessel used by God to propagate the gospel. You have to live a life of righteousness. Then the next one is generosity and service. Generosity and service. Being the salt of the earth involves a spirit of generosity and service towards others. It means using, you know, your resources, your time, your talent. It doesn't have to be money or, you know, food or something like that. You can also be generous with your time, with your talent, with your resources. Generosity and service. You can offer people your service. Offer them your service. Let them know that you care, you are interested. You know, and yes, let them know that you care and you are interested. Then the next thing is forgiveness and reconciliation. Forgiveness is one of the very, very important values we must have in being the salt of the earth. Be forgiving, be a forgiving person. This value system of the salt of the earth, you know, it's this particular one of being forgiving and you know, having a mind or heart of forgiveness is very important. Because when you forgive people, when you have this, you know, when you always want to forgive people, no matter what wrong they might have done to you, it really helps a lot. Because when they see, oh, you are a forgiving person, when you come to such person and start to, you know, preach the gospel to them, make them know about Jesus, they easily align with what you're saying, because they know that, oh yes, she actually lives what she's preaching and not just, you know, saying it. So live a life of forgiveness and reconciliation. If maybe you are in a friendship and, you know, one thing or the other, you guys had a kind of argument, have that spirit of reconciliation. Reconcile back with the person. Do not hold grudges. Do not hold grudges. It is wrong. So these values that I've listed reflect the teachings of Jesus and are grounded in principles of love, justice, and compassion. So when we embrace and live out all these values, we as individuals can make positive impacts in our world, in our schools, anywhere we find ourselves. We can make positive impacts. Then, salt of the earth in reference to who we are created to be. Let's remember, we have been talking about how our value systems help us to determine who we are created to be. So being the salt of the earth in reference to who we are created to be. We are created with purpose. We are created with purpose. This is just saying that each and every one of us as individuals, we have a unique gift. We have that unique thing that God has brought us into this earth with. We all have a purpose. No one on this earth, there's no one that doesn't have a purpose to fulfill. We all have a purpose to fulfill. So you have to discover and embrace those qualities that allow you to live out your purpose rather. That allows you to live out your purpose and make that very significant and meaningful impact in your society, in your school, wherever you find yourself. Remember, you are created with purpose. Knowing that you are created with purpose will help you in being the salt of the earth. The next one is reflecting the Creator. We are created to reflect the Creator. We are created to reflect the nature of God. You have to have the character and attributes of God in being the salt of the earth. You want to be the salt of the earth, reflect God. Be that salt that adds flavor and preserves, it is our society, that brings that goodness, that beauty, that love, that mercy, that peace to the society. Reflect the nature of Christ in your words, your actions, what you do, your interactions with people, what you listen to, what you watch. Let everything reflect Christ. Let everything reflect Christ. I mean, if you don't have that Christ nature, if you don't reflect Christ, when you are preaching to other people, when you are preaching the gospel of Christ, it doesn't help, because people will look at you. You are the Bible that some people read. Some people may not read their Bibles, but merely looking at your life can actually help them see the nature of Christ, can lead them to righteousness. So remember, you are the Bible that some people read. Let your life, let it reflect the principles of God. Let it reflect your God. Let it reflect the nature of God. Be kind, be truthful, be forgiving. What comes out of your mouth, what you say, let it be things that are good. Next up is light and influence. Light and influence. Salt of the earth and light of the world are something that are very, very similar. So salt is often, salt of the earth and light of the world, they are often used together in the Bible. Where you saw be the light of the world and the salt of the earth. So also, you have to, what's it called? You are created to have light and influence to your world. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your glory, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Let your light shine. Shine that light among darkness. Let your light be the brightest. Let your light shine. Let it cover all the darkness. Being the salt of the earth means that you are a source of light, a source of truth and wisdom in this world. So, by living according to your values and beliefs, you can inspire others to seek truth, righteousness, and a deeper understanding of their own purpose. It helps them to also go and find, what is my own purpose on this earth? Because your light is shining so bright to the extent that they're like, I have to find my own purpose on this earth. I'm not just here, I'm not just on this earth like without a purpose. I have to find my own purpose. So let your life bring light and influence to your world. And finally, embracing wholeness. this salt of the earth that we've been talking about, we know we talked about how it has a very distinctive taste. We talked about its distinctiveness. So also, we are created to embrace wholeness. We are created to live a life that that stands out. Live holy. Live a life that you are not trying to determine that you're not trying to live like others. Live your own life. Live an holy life, a righteous life. Live a life of integrity, a life that embrace your authentic self, rather. That embrace your authentic self, and that aligns your thoughts, your words, and your actions with God's core values. So ultimately, being the salt of the earth in relation to who we are, in who we are created to, rather, involves recognizing your inherent worth, embracing your unique purpose, and living in alignment with your values and the character of God, your creator. So you have to understand and embrace the concept that you lead lives, that you are leading lives, that you are making positive impacts, and you are contributing to the fullness of your individual self and collective purpose. So as I round up, remember, everything is better when you have Jesus in your life. There's a lot of hatred and bitterness in our world today. And if you and I will show the love of Jesus in all that we do, we can be salt of the earth like Jesus called us to be. Remember, just a pinch of salt can do much to reduce bitterness and bring peace to our world. I pray that in our calling to be the salt of the earth, the Lord shall help us to live this to live our life with these value systems, so that we can bring people to His kingdom in the name of Jesus. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed the video and you were blessed. Do not forget all that has been discussed, a lot of virtues and values that we have to display to show that we are indeed salt of the earth. Remember to display generosity and service, integrity, justice, honesty, and a lot of things that were discussed. Always have this at the back of your mind. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us thumbs up if you like our videos, drop comments in the comment box, and also share this video with all of your friends so that they can also be blessed. Grace to you and peace be multiplied. Bye.